Hey guys, we're finally here with the embroidery illusion tutorial. First, you want to start off with a base layer. Take your color palette and use the lightest shade that you can use. You'll notice that I won't color the lid, and that's because my lid will be white. And here I'm just dividing the section using the same base layer color to make it smaller. In this next step, you will be using your second lightest shade of each color to do short strokes covering about half to 2/3 of each section. You can do this from the top, you can do this from the bottom. It depends where your light source is coming from. So for me, I'm doing it from the bottom and the right side. And you'll see in the lid where I left it white, I'm using now a light gray to start off my strokes. I'm also doing strokes right above the blush cheek area because it's a little patch within a patch, so we have to do a shadow there too. In step 3, we are now taking a darker shade than the one that we just used and covering about half of each section. So keep in mind when you're doing all your strokes, you don't want all your strokes to be the same level or same height or same length because it just looks unnatural. The more height variance or length variance, the better. But, keep it within reason. In the greenish blue sections, you'll see that I did not go high enough with the shade before this. So you'll see me go back and bring those up to about 2/3 of the way or halfway. I feel like this next step is crucial even if it's hard for you to see. Use your white pencil and do strokes in the opposite direction of all the strokes that you just did. This will help add texture and help with blending the next step after this, which is using your darkest shade of each color in colored pencil to do strokes. Now these strokes are going to be in the same direction as you were originally doing, but because you use that white pencil, these will now blend into that instead of just being harsh strokes at the ends of each. Also important to note, you want to have sharp pencils. This will help define your threads and make them look more thread-like. Look at it go, it's coming to embroidery life. Yay! Now I'm taking my white colored pencil and a gel pen to do more highlights and blending in the lighter sections. With the gel pen, I am tapping it so it's not so harsh. Now we're coming to the step where it really comes to life. Use a pencil, in my case black, that will match your outline of your image and go over it with small little dashes or strokes to make it look also like it was embroidered. Because the strokes and dashes are so small here, it was a lot easier to have a sharp pencil. You can keep this neater, you can keep it messier. I figure if I ever were to try embroidery, my embroidery would be messy, so I'm keeping it realistic to myself. Now, if you stuck around this long in the tutorial, here's an important tip that I should have mentioned in the beginning, I just forgot to. To make your embroidery piece look more realistic and puffier, try to do curved lines instead of straight lines. In this tutorial, I was kind of limited where I could put my hand so you can still see the picture, so mine came out more straight, but definitely try curved. It will make it look puffier. And our very last step, you go ahead and add some additional highlights if you like, especially on that edge embroidery to make it look more realistic. I also added some loose threads or frayed threads and shadows because I wanted to have a more real vibe to it. And in that section that I created myself right under the eyes, I also added tiny black dots to make it look like the threads were kind of poking through there. And that's it. You're done. Thank you so much for sticking through this. Bye.